Hello friends, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and today I'm presenting this collaboration between Altenew and scrapbook.com. So this is the Sweet Spray set, again, stamps, dies, stencils, and embossing folder. So again, here is the embossing folder. There are the stencils. Here is the die, and then it has this cute little stamp set as well. And I pulled out my stamp wheel. I've got some yellow cardstock, and then I have the Summer Afternoon ink set. So I'm starting with a piece of kind of a rusty orange color, and I ran that through my through my die cut machine, and now I pulled the folder out again, and I'm rubbing the Ultimate Metallic Gold pigment ink on it. And again, I was cleaning up the perimeter there because I don't want any stray inkings on my piece of cardstock. So again, just kind of cleaning it up here, making sure it's looking good. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a second piece of the rust orange cardstock in here. And I've already run one through, and you can see here that I'm just matching it back up again and then running it back through a second time. And again, that just kind of preserves the embossed images. So again, when I pull that out, you can see here that the debossed areas have the gold ink on them, which I think is kind of cool. And you can see there's a piece of rust cardstock there that I had where I die cut the flowers. I embossed and die cut them out. So now I'm working with a piece of gold cardstock. So I have a cream base, and what I'm going to do is put the A2 panel using the Altenew tape runner. And I'll go ahead and put that on there. So we'll go ahead and match those corners up. And then we'll go ahead and add the tape runner to the back of the base piece here. And then we'll go ahead and attach that to the center. And then what I did was I ended up pulling out some of the foam tape to add to the back of that little flower cutout. So right now what I'm doing is I die cut a circle, and I am going to emboss the sentiment thank you there on that rust colored circle. And then I also am going to attach that to a little bit slightly larger gold color circle here on the front. So again, I'm using that metallic gold, Ultimate Metallic Gold ink here. So we'll go ahead and ink that a couple of times. It just turned out so well. I was just really pleased with that. And you can see there my stamp wheel. Use this thing all the time. So now what I'm doing is just pulling out clear embossing powder to kind of give it some little bit of shine. I just think that adds a lot to these pieces when you do that. So again, that's how it's going to look eventually here. So the next thing I'm doing is just pulling my white glue. And again, I've got it in a little needle nose applicator. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. And then we'll go ahead and attach the smaller circle with the sentiment. And then I'm trying to figure out where I want to put that third floral piece here. So again, just kind of playing with it. And then I pulled out my Altenew foam tape, the foam tape roll. I love this stuff. I use it all the time. It is really, really great foam tape. It's great width, very easy to work with. Yeah, I'm real pleased. I just ordered another roll, as a matter of fact. So again, just still kind of working with the foam tape, and obviously trimming it down so that I can hit all of those other places, making sure that you can't see the foam tape from the front, of course. All right. Just kind of trimming it down a little bit. So then we'll go ahead and pull that foam tape off the back of the pieces here, and then we'll go ahead and attach that in the lower left-hand section of that card. So again, I'm pleased with that one. So for the second card, I'm working on a creamy yellow color cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm grabbing the paper bag ink, and this is from the Summer Afternoon ink set, and we'll go ahead and stamp that that floral image. And I did a few of these. I ended up doing, I think, 3 or 4 of them. So again, just kind of using my stamp wheel there, matching up the bottom 2 corners there that are across from each other, makes it so easy to restamp if you need to. But again, just kind of working on stamping those images. And then the next thing, I'm still using my stamp wheel as my holder. We'll go ahead and start with the inking. So again, I'm starting with the very, very lightest color, which is buttercream, and just kind of filling in the petals here. And we'll rotate it around. And, you know, again, like I said, I did three separate images, so I had to kind of rotate and color and, you know, keep moving on. Okay, and then there is the floral details. This is kind of the second level there. So what I ended up doing was I actually moved down to the caramel toffee to kind of really give it a pop. I just thought that worked out really, really well. And so again, remember with inks and things, you know, you can always start with a lighter, lighter layer and then go back and add, you know, additional, a little bit darker. So for the final layer, I'm actually using paper bag here. Or no, excuse me, I moved on to the leaves, excuse me. So I'm kind of lining those up there. And you can see there the Altenew stencils have lines, and that kind of tells you that you don't go over that line when you are inking. So again, I'm using the paper bag here for the leaves. And again, this is a very light, light coating. And then what I'm doing is for the next layers is I'm going ahead and, you know, just lining up the stencils and then adding the same color, just darker. Just, you know, really changing it. So again, just still kind of working here, kind of adding all those layers. Yep, just too much fun. Too much fun. I love using the stencils. This is like one of my favorite ways to, to color in the things. So again, here I am lining it back up again, and this is where I'm gonna, use a heavier hand to get those leaf veins and the details there. So again, I'm using my Altenew mini ink blending tools, which I just love. Look at that. I just am real happy with the way this turned out. Too much fun. As I said, I really love using layered stencils. They are just so much fun and so easy to work with once you kind of get the hang of lining them up. And using that silicone mount on the stamp wheel just holds them in place and makes it just so much easier. So the next thing I'm doing is I've got the die here. And again, I want to make sure that I get it lined up perfectly. So then I'll run it through the die cut machine. And as you can see, I've got 4 of these guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss the floral images. So the best way to line these up is to use it against the debossed area. So in other words, it's on the front of the embossing folder. And so you can line it up to make sure that you've got the images lined up correctly. So then we'll go ahead and run it through the die cut machine in the embossing folder that comes with it. And look at the detail that you get when you run it through. Just way too cool. So again, next thing I wanted to kind of debate, okay, what color cardstock do I want to mount this on? And again, I was trying gold, I was trying cream, I was trying brown. I went back to that rusty orange color. I just thought that just really showed off the blooms so well. So again, here we are. I'm back to that rusty color. which I really liked. So again, I cut down, I've got an A2 panel. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is run it through the embossing folder so that the background also has the embossed image on it. So I'm just kind of trimming it down here, 1/4 inch on both the top and side. And then we'll figure out how we want to line the images up. But for right now, I'm kind of centering, really focused on that lower left image to make sure I've got it in a good position, because that upper right one I'm going to cover with the flower blooms anyway. So again, I've got my Altenew tape runner out here. Pulled out my card base here, A2 card base. So then we'll go ahead and attach that yellow. So again, that is the very base. So I've got just the yellow cardstock on there first of all, and that matches the yellow in the blooms. So then we'll go ahead and add this rust color piece, which again is the one that was embossed. And I want the more centered embossed bloom to be at the lower left-hand side of the card front. So again, I'm going to line all of my flowers up here, and actually I can line one of them up so that it actually sits right on top of that embossed area at the right. And then we'll go ahead and figure out about where to put that third one. And again, I wanted it kind of down a little bit, and that leaves me room for my sentiment there at the lower right-hand side. So again, we'll go ahead and glue those on there. And again, remember, these are embossed, so it's a little bit harder to use the tape runner on here. You almost need to go to the glue to get those on there. So again, just still kind of working here, and I'm going to pop that one down a little bit. There I go with the foam tape again, because I wanted that one to pop up just a little bit. So the next thing I did was I embossed the thank you from the set, and I die cut it. Next thing I did is I pulled out my gold watercolors here. Again, just kind of, I really wanted to do some flecks and things on the front of the card. So again, here is the dark orange card, and there is the final card with the yellow blooms on it. So I was really happy with the way these turned out. So again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox. I'd love it if you'd come follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Blogger.